the detail of our actions and are cognizant of the repercussions of the actions that we do. Yesterday was a gloomy day. We saw of us never anticipated our country would ever take to. We saw a seed of serious division. And unfortunately, we cannot scam the future. The seed we saw yesterday, it's just a matter of time we are going to reap it. And unfortunately, the people that have sown the seed may not be the true bearers of the consequences of what happened yesterday.
What seed was laid yesterday?
I'm happy the people of Zambia are alive to the kind of laws we have put up for ourselves. And the laws we have put up for ourselves are meant to protect ourselves, to be all-inclusive, especially when you look at the constitution that we have said us ourselves, we have given ourselves this constitution that will rule over us for ourselves. The preamble of the Zambian constitution is one that speaks to us giving ourselves a constitution regardless of who we are. But yesterday, when we saw that committee that was invited by His Excellency, the President, Mr. Kasonde Mwenda, at State House yesterday, they said some things that were highly unpalatable, that were injurious to the unity that we have enjoyed as the Republic of Zambia. And we know it's just a matter of time. The repercussions will be sown. I can take on face value, we can pick, for instance, what said one of the bishops. He said, the thing he said in the presence of the president, he said the people that should speak to the constitution are those people who seed, those people who have given a child to this country. Already that was very divisive. And when you're setting course, when you're building, professionally I'm an architect, so I'm very much interested in the foundation that people lay for themselves when they are doing something. Yesterday was monumental, it was pivotal, but we laid a foundation in serious bitterness, lack of foresight, and we will face the consequences of what we did yesterday.
What are some of those consequences of what people are terming Bill 7 still being around, even though the Constitutional Court pretty much put it to the side? I mean, you can still point to the fact that some of those clauses are seen in the terms of reference that was given to the technical committee. But you're talking about repercussions. There's a seed that was sown, and we'll, see the fruits of this. What are the repercussions of all of this? What happened at State House yesterday?
I'm happy we are Christians, and as Christians, we believe in the Bible. And the Bible does not beat about the bush. It tells you that what you sow is what you reap. To that, it means we should be very careful on what we are sowing, because when you sow something, it looks like it's covered, it's under the soil, but it's just a matter of time. So when you sow hatred, you should know that it's a matter of time. You will sow hatred. That's why even the Bible is very clear. Before you even make your petitions to God, go and pray. Make peace with the people around you so that when you sow that seed, it is growing in fertile ground. Yesterday, we were talking about creating a constitution. And yet we already, on preamble, we are sowing it with a lot of division, where I gave you an example. Some people have got even the audacity to speak on national television and also selling it through the page of the president, because according to our law, if I insult you, my brother, if I insult any Zambians, or if I say anything using your Facebook page, you are liable just as I am. That's why they will say, oh, WhatsApp groups, you'll be held liable for what is posted in the groups. But what happened yesterday is so grievous, it's so unfortunate that it was being communicated to the country, for those of us who are on social media, by the president, using the president's Facebook page. That's how complice he is to those things. That's how much a blessing those things. If somebody in their own church, in their own abode, said those things, for instance, it would be inconsequential. But it was the president who was disseminating those things on his Facebook page. There were more than 4,000 people tuned in. If you go to his page, those divisive things have now been watched by millions of Zambians from the president's page using government machinery. So that was a full endorsement in practice in principle and in fact by our government. That is their message. They should not even try to disown and say, no, it was that bishop. No, that bishop did not even use his Facebook page. He was using the president's media, the president's personal page.
So the president is liable for what that bishop said, according to you?
It's not even me. It's President Kasonde Mwenda's own law. If you go on Facebook and you publish somebody insulting, you will be picked up also because you have posted it on your page according to our cybersecurity laws. So it's not even me saying, it is the law saying, what if you want, go and post a video that is obscene on your page, you'll be picked, even if you're not an actor. You see what I mean, eh? The same applies to the president. Yesterday, he was disseminating those hateful things, those divisive things on his own page. How I wish he knew the repercussions. That's why, as a leader, there's a certain decorum, a certain understanding, a certain respect, a certain restraint that we should exercise. What happened yesterday? It was a direct insult to the Catholic, for instance. That's why we have the fathers, the priests that came in the name of Oasis Forum, and a guest of President Kasonde Mwenda using the president's page went on and started insulting them, saying that they do not qualify to speak because they have not given us seed. Are we now going to sink so low that we are going now to start judging the contribution of somebody to the welfare of this country by virtue of how many children they have born this country? I think we have sunk to Ebb's law. This should be condemned by every meaning Zambian. It's the same thing. Look, so if you are in a society, and in a society, by God's grace, you don't have a child, you will then not be allowed to speak on the council. You will not be allowed to even give an opinion in that society because tamakwata pomwana. Ngani mwe ba youth. Na mwe ba youth, you should not say anything. Because by youth, especially by youth, abashabana married, abashakwata bana, they should not speak because somebody who kweta. I think when as a country we start being so trivial, we start missing the cohesive importance of coaching a message that unites us, makes us strong together. We are losing it.
Some people will listen to what you're saying and think you're being petty by picking out just that one thing that was said and you're blowing it up. Probably they will look at it and think you're making a mountain out of a molehill. There are probably bigger issues that need to be focused on rather than something like that at such a high-level meeting. What would you say to that?
Okay, I really appreciate, people are entitled to opinions. I was giving an example of what happened yesterday. I was saying we saw seed in a very divisive way. There were so many things that were spoken. For instance, we should be talking about the Constitution. I'm a counsel. I'm a lawyer, and the Constitution should be the number one law in this country. There is no law that exists that does not derive its importance and its power from the Constitution. That's a bedrock. You can have all good laws, but if you have a bad Constitution, everything else falls asunder. So that's why I'm saying when you are making the Constitution, I was giving that example to show you the spirit within which you need to make the Constitution. For even a Christian, even God will say he cares so much about the intents of your heart more than even your actions. So if you can assemble a few people to start parroting, singing your views, and you give them 6 hours of national television to scandalize people who have got a dissenting view, you scandalize the Oasis Forum, you scandalize the Zambians that are saying no. You just come, I don't even want to repeat the things. It's not that one thing that was said. There were 1,000 things to those of us that listened. It even, for instance, with all due respect, I heard the representative from the SDA church. It's a beautiful church, the SDA. Some of us have grown up respecting the SDA as a church where I saw the representative come up and make very serious insinuation. He said, he's supporting Bill 7 and the whole entire SDA. I don't even know when they did the poll and they asked the SDA members to give it weight, but nonetheless, we respect them by their authority. And he said, this Bill 7 will correct the wrongs that have systematically been in this country. Now we need to know, what are those wrongs that Bill 7 will correct that have systematically been in this country? So he also made some innuendos whose meaning we know. No, how do you hate somebody? You know, this issue of people hating somebody, loving somebody, I think we have had enough. I don't know, for you, maybe it is petty, but for some of us, it's important. We shouldn't have a president who is peddling this image that he is hated. And even when he addressed his country, he said he is hated and he did not choose where to be born. I think he's missing the point. No one told him, those same people that hate him, I don't think they hate him because of where he comes from. No. And he shouldn't even be bringing in the Tonga thing. We love them. My immediate elder brother, Kasonde Mwenda, has married a Tonga. To us, those are our wives. Okay. My friend Mausam has married a Tonga. So in our society, we are one. So if a president, my brother, can stand up and saying you hate him because he is Tonga, because of where he was born, he's now insinuating, he's now saying us, we hate a certain kind of people. Do we hate them? I don't hate anybody. We don't hate anybody. But those these divisive remarks, if they are constantly repeated, they are not petty, my brother. People have gone to civil war. People have gone... This is what happened in Rwanda. It's people repetitively peddling a certain narrative that is retrogressive.
My question was centered around what you said with what the bishop said and blowing it to epic proportions.
Blowing it?
Some will look at that as there were probably more important issues that happened there that you should be focusing on rather than one.
We have got 1 hour.
One thing that was mentioned there.
We have got 1 hour, and I'll just elaborating. Not that I'm really. If you ask me another question, I'll answer according to that. But you asked me my takeaways, and for me, that was the most grievous.
So, out of everything, that's the one thing that you picked out as most important thing to look at.
We have just started the interview, and I think we are barely 3 minutes. So I don't think I would give you all that which came out in 3 minutes. We are here. You keep asking me, I'll keep answering you.
Let's talk about the the technical committee. They did submit their report. First of all, what were your thoughts on what you saw in Bill 7? Was it a good bill? Were there some progressive clauses in there, or was the whole document just a bad document? Because this is part of public discourse now. Is it people are just asking, is it that you just don't like the UPND, that you don't want to support this document? Is this the same situation that happened with Bill 10, where people were not really looking at the clauses that were in there, whether they were progressive or not, or was just about the PF? And now back looking at Bill 7, when you looked at it, was it a bad document or was it a progressive document, according to you, objectively speaking, and also because you're a lawyer as well, so you have that vantage point?
I feel you. And, the discourse we are having now is not happening in a vacuum. Many things have been said. So, unfortunately, our context is influenced. Already you asked me a very interesting question. You say, is it that you just hate or you don't just like? So already, people, instead of addressing themselves to the fundamentals of the content of the document, they have already given a possibility that probably we just hate them. So anything we do, we hate it. Let's remove this view that we love wearing so that we run away from responsibility.
And that's also with how people will say the opposition just always oppose everything.
No, opposition. Even us in opposition, we don't come from one house. We come from different houses. You know what I mean? What a meeting as about opposition, let's agree. No. So we are also talking also as citizens, as individuals. So, opposition, yes, we accept that, but it's not entirely like that. I think we are also human beings from families, we are parents, we are individuals, so we are affected differently. So, it's not, even in the ruling government, there are also people who are not happy with some clauses. That's just a matter of fact. Now, you asked me about my takeaway from the actual proposal.
Right.
That proposal, in all essence, of course, it can't have everything bad. How bad can you be that even bad, you can be bad in everything? I think there's no such thing as being entirely bad. But I'll take the example of my brother Hakainde Chiremba. When he was in opposition over Bill 10, he said just because you put sugar in poison doesn't make the poison okay because there's sugar. It will still kill you. You get what I mean? So we cannot cherry pick. We need to look at it holistically after you have made these things, because ngamule na yobwali kuti na fyonse na uchitafe bwino na ubika fya menshi na akaba bwino wafubila fye bwino bakubika obunga wasabika chipumu obunga bwakosa, you know what I mean, eh? Ubwali bwa mumvela, eh? So what I'm saying
following.
is you can do some things well. Bambe wantu masanga tibakulenga nda bwino fyonse, but fe finishing fe basabika mtengo wambo kulikinga, and then you ask you, what do you think about the house? No, the house will be bad because you have done a bad roof. Yes, the floors is okay. The painting is okay. So what I'm saying is that the Constitution, we should not look at it in isolation. We should look at it holistically. Is it balancing?
So what didn't you agree in that, in
Let me
Bill
give
7
an
itself?
example.
Yeah.
First and foremost, there are clauses that...
In fact, let's just refer to it as the terms of reference, since we know Bill 7 was put to the side. But now the terms of reference, as we've established, most of those terms of reference were pretty much in the bill as well. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So, a constitution is really an opportunity to give people to govern themselves. Meaning, the people should have more power. People should have a say. It's power to the people. But when you have a constitution that gives more power to an individual, that's dictatorship. In Bill 7, we see the president entrenching in the powers of the people, the appointing power. There was a reason why they retrieved and reduced the amount of appointing power of the president when it comes to him creating the legislation. There's a reason why they only gave him 8. There was a reason. So that he's not able to reconstitute and do away with what people have voted. In the terms of reference, it gives the president sweeping power to reconstitute by virtue of appointing an excessive number of almost up to 50 new appointees. Now, why are we giving more power to the president? And we're supposed to be giving more power to the people so that people can govern themselves, so that people can vote. But the president, in the name of proportional representatives, gives himself power to appoint. But now, look, this safeguards, to be fair honest, because in the long run, these things will catch up with us. Let me not say Akainde Echilema. Let's say any leader who comes appoint. Ngana kwatama kaya kusta appoint with such kind of ability. He will be able to even appoint his nieces, his nephews, because there is no even safeguard. There is no even proper guideline of who qualifies and who doesn't qualify to be appointed. The whims are still in the powers of the president. So those clauses are weak because they can be abused. And we are seeing already a lot of appointments that to many people don't sit well because they are based on nepotism, not only with Akainde Echilema, we saw it in the PF. We have been seeing these appointments that are nepotistic, that people appoint people from just a certain region. We have seen this, you know, my brother, let's be very honest when we deal with this country. Maybe when we just look at Akainde Echilema, we can even miss the point. What actually perturbs us is that there's a certain path. There is a certain bad path that the previous leaderships have walked in. Unfortunately, even my brother Akainde Echilema is also walking in them. You know, stanga wamona to ade mona mu PF. Let me be very candid. Ngana basta appointed pa. Aho masanga fe bena eastern, bena northern. You see what I mean, eh? We could see those things, and I want to be honest. This time mukawalolesha fetch paper fe pa ama appointments. Ni southern, ni northwestern. You know what I mean? These things, we are seeing them, and if we are not honest, my brother, if we are not candid, we are wasting our time. People should be uplifted, rewarded by virtue of the content that they have in their brains, not by where they come from. Today, Akainde is crying at, no, you hate me because of my region, but he's appointing people by virtue of the same region. How can people even now like you now? So what I'm saying is there are some bad things that have not started.
There are appointments that are made with people from other regions. I think that's...
If we can't even agree that there's a problem,
you have to look at it holistically. I'm just putting it out there too, because if you come out and say that only people from northwestern, southern, western are people who are being appointed, there's some examples that can be put on the table that will, you know, basically discredit what you're saying.
Let me help you. Let's not waste time. Those things are agreed fact. I think I know you need to balance it up and stuff like that, and I respect that. I'm saying this problem did not start with Akainde Echilema. I've agreed. You are not questioning me on the same principles applying in the previous regime. There were people from South who were, okay, let me finish. There were people from Southern who were appointed in the previous. There were people from Northwestern who were appointed, but substantiability, the majority, we could see that it was skewed. I think let's not waste time on established things. Even now, what I'm saying
now
is...
that you qualify your point, you can go
Yes,
ahead.
you.
But then you made it seem like only people from that region are being appointed.
Okay, no, thank you. But what I'm saying is, if you appoint people where you come from, 50, and you put an extra one from another place, I don't even know where this thing is coming from. But these things, we see them. We see them. We see them. Every Zambian see them. It's not like if indena and dandela and no, we see. You also see them. You see, we see these things. But when we come to address them, we are hypocritical. We beat about the bush. No, everybody qualified. All of a sudden now, just the same kind of people now are qualified. So,
how would you fix that? Because this is not the first time we've heard this type of discourse. What system would you put in place if you were president of this country to fix it?
First and foremost, some of us, my brother, let me even tell you what some of my weaknesses are. I'm coming as mixed. Me, I don't even have a region where I come from. But, people sometimes say, Iwe, people even in your village will not vote for you. Then I ask them, do you even know my village, me? Do people even in my village know me? Generation night changer. You, my brother, people don't know you in your village. Do you know that? They don't know you in your village. You don't even have a village, technically. The village that you know is the one that is on the rage. Okay? Those things don't apply to us. Me, I'm half caste. From one region and from another region. So, I don't even have that privilege to start saying, those people don't even know me. I also don't know them. You see what I mean? So in the first place, that can't happen. Where would I even get them? Those people that I'll call where I come from. I was raised up here in the city for argument's sake. I do not, even if you check my party, it is not one that is based on people coming from a certain region. Of course, some people, when they see, they move away and all those things. So our new generation, if we're not Sanako, we are not coming from that background where we used to be identified by where you're coming from. That doesn't happen. This new generation, where you and me belong, we meet in campus, we meet in town, we are one, we are different. So in the first place, it will not be possible that I'll be appointing people from a state region, because there's even no region that is supporting me as a region right now, whilst I'm in opposition. But we have seen some of these people, while they were in opposition, they could be supported by a region. So it's not like when you're in power, that's when these problems start. No, these problems start even when you're in opposition. No, strong order. First, you can be fuma. Okay, this is my stronghold, the urban, that's my stronghold. Who lives here? Everybody. So some of the problems should not even arise when our time comes, because that's not the material we are made with. We are not made with...
So there's no systemic fix that
Yes.
you can put in place.
Yes,
It's just going off of your personal beliefs.
Because, people matter. That's why people stand up with their face and we vote for them as an individual. Because people matter. That's why even sometimes people say, no, I think to allow vote, I think that's poor thinking. That's not right thinking. People matter. The caliber, the quality of people that we put up to save us, it matters. We should introspect. We should check them. Where are they coming from? How are they treating other people? What is their background? What kind of people are they personally, socially? What kind of people are these? But if we just then they turn up with like what my brother has turned up to be, we shouldn't complain, because some of these things we should have seen them a long time ago.
All right. Our guest today is Mr. Kasonde Mwenda. He is Economic Freedom Fighters President. This is the Hot Seat. My name is Chisha Mwambe. I am your host. So now we know the 2026 general elections are approaching. How would you rate the UPND's performance?
Let's face it what it was. I'll give you a journey. I stood up against the UPF, the UPND in 2021. I was a presidential candidate. And I can attest to the fact that if there are people who brought a good roadmap of how they can develop this country, definitely UPND was a notch higher. They had the solutions. They had promised Zambians. And by going for what and how Zambians turned up to give UPND support, my brother, they were just responding to what had been given to them. The promises were amazing. They were amazing. They were amazing. Bakainde told us he's coming to fix it. I don't remember when I last heard him say fixing. He doesn't talk about fixing. Among the things he promised us substantially was that he's coming to fix in here, hot seat here. He said he's going to finish load shedding. But what is happening is hateful. We are killing our own country with what we are doing with load shedding. And what is even worse about it is that this problem we are going through is deliberate.
How is it deliberate?
Look, let me show you. I decided to come with some papers so that I do not talk from without. I show you. I know sometimes people need to be shown the truth, the ugly truth, for what it really is. Right now, we are producing electricity more than we have ever produced in the history of Zambia, because the previous regime just gave us lower. Okay. We have the Kariba producing at full scale, actually at more than capacity. We have a lot of electricity right now, but our people don't have. And I'm sure you have never heard the government say, no, we are underproducing electricity, because we are producing a lot of electricity.
How much
on
electricity
record,
are we producing?
Yes. On record, we have gone to court so that we substantiate our claims. Because let me give you where our electricity is going. Unfortunately, our friends in power have found out that there is a lot of money in selling energy. And how I wish when we sell energy, we were the beneficiaries ourselves. No, we are not the beneficiaries. A few selected individuals are beneficiaries, and one of the huge beneficiaries is Canona. Canona is a private company. I have even the shareholding details right here, which you won't find at Pakra because they have withheld it. But not to go by that, let me give you, if you read a government document by the name of Mid-Year, let me read it as it is. 2025 Mid-Year Statistical Bulletin, produced by Energy Regulation Board, 2025. This gives you what has been happening to electricity that is produced in Zambia between January to June 2025. And I'll show you, it's in table 8, ZESCO's electricity exports between January and June 2025. Exports by ZESCO. Number 1, we exported 100 megawatts under NAM Power, SNEL, BPC 80 megawatts, Petrodex emergency. I'll come and show you now when they say emergency what they mean. Emergency on SAP market, on Zimplats, on LV exports, any power, emergency. So if you check the quantities that have been sold here, gigawatts per hour is 868 gigawatts per hour in only 2025 first half. This is a lot of electricity. The government has even under-declared. They have declared that they have only exported 106 megawatts. That's not true. These are 12 destinations. And I'm glad we are in court. Of course, this information is in public domain, so it's not prejudicing the court process. No, this is published by government. It's in public domain. I'm just explaining what it is. Of course, it's part of our evidence. So what I'm saying is that we have this problem occasioned by greediness. If I show you how much electricity is being sold by Canona, it is selling at double the price that it is buying from ZESCO. Right now, if you look at ZESCO, ZESCO is dying. They said they will revamp ZESCO. ZESCO is dying. ZESCO right now is not making money because the electricity that is produced by ZESCO is not being sold by ZESCO abroad. It is being exported by these companies for individuals who are selling it at double the price. Why does this matter? This matters because when this electricity is being sold out, a few people are benefiting and you and me are remaining in darkness. And as long as we don't have electricity in Zambia, my brother, this economy will not grow. Hunger will increase. 2 hours of electricity, 3 hours of electricity is sabotage for your own economy that you sought to protect. we are exporting jobs to Namibia because balaba we odanga chako bati bale bomba bena ku Namibia. Fueba mu construction, tuli amkushitama window frames ku Namibia because our people here are unable to meet our demands. I'm doing a design and they are constructing there of a mini shopping mall. You know what is happening? Steelwork, they are forcing themselves to go and buy in Zimbabwe because people here are failing to meet the deadlines. Tabakwa light. Bawomba ko fenga ya isa. Two, very soon, we're going to tukawaba two because even technologically, we are lagging behind. There is this company that runs Ama Towers, Aya Internet. Those, my brother, they work with electricity for you to have internet. So even our internet speed, up I'm trying to stream what is happening, is failing. I'm using MTN, it's failing. I can show you saying trying to reconnect internet here in Rwanda. So we are in a place where we have disadvantaged our own people because some people are greedy enough, they want to make all the gettings for themselves, and the country is dying. And as economic freedom fighters, when we're given a chance, we'll prioritize the interests of Zambia, number one. We'll prioritize the interest of Zambia, number one. You ask me, where do I rate the UPND? It's speaking for itself. They are not serious. We have a crisis. Instead of them cutting down on the exports, they start playing with the problem. So Barista announced that, no, we are going to build mini power plants. Aya solar. My brother, Kudakobuta, Kwangala. It's a knee-jerk kind of thinking. It's even actually, with all due respect, that's just technically lack of creative thinking. I want to be modest here. Sure, na mkwata crisis, mkupanga utuma mini power plants. Kwata moya kuskulu. You know, when you make mini power plants, what actually you are doing is that you are doing duplicity of costs. You can shirendara mangabali panga finangoma power plants yata tunangu yabilife at a place where there is maximum sun capture. It's not everywhere in Zambia where you can harvest the maximum potential of sun energy. No. But you want to go and put in 156 constituency. Nakuma places are para kumbala. I was raised in Imbala. Kulakwa Balandan weather, my brother. The weather is chilled. There is even not that much sunshine. You go put there. If this government had even a semblance of caring for people of Zambia and they wanted to make a solar plant, they would have made just one or two. Kusi avongoko, kuliaka suba dibidi, kusaka kuno kuliaka suba, a lot of it. Two, when you do mini plants, you are duplicating costs. For instance, if there was one cable from the power plant that is connecting to the main grid so that Amalaiti Akunganda Abantu. If you build 156, it means you now use 156 cables. From one community plant, Amalaiti Tayabanga Malashako, but no, we are trying to cut down on the cost of transport by producing where it is needed. No, electricity you produce here, people will receive it instantly in Snazeze. So, you are not saying you are creating a power plant in Snazeze to cut cost. Number two, a power plant, you can just have one security firm, for instance. It's guarding it. Now, this time, you are going to have 156 security firms. Mini power grids. 156 security systems. Number three, when you have a plant, they will need for maintenance. So no baba maintenance wakatinga bafuma kuno kurusaka ka mini plant kakwata problem mafuma kuno vaima vaya kusinazeze vaima kuchadiza uko kubuta. That's duplicity of costs and lack of vision. To them fiance ma politics kutimukade mona tina bapanga kaska mini solar power plant kubuta.
So what would be the right way to do that then?
Yes. We cannot compare, for instance, by PF, with all due respect, Bapangama milling plants. Those, it was justifiable, because you can't get mugayo bunga kuno kurusaka, abade bufuaya, bakumpulungu. You get what I mean, You need to have a milling plant where people are. It is not the same with electricity. Electricity, when you centralize production, you cut down on costs. I'm also an engineer, I'm an architect, by the way. You centralize costs, you minimize. Chimwana panganda, let me give an example. Abana nabo mfwensala, ole yo aisa, wabeba tino, china muntu ayipikiri obwali. Munganda, mwabana chaos, uyapali ipika obwali, uyapali ipika, munganda in one house. it is common wisdom na bambuya abashaire ku skulu balishi bati when panganda mulefo kuikala, what you need to do is put shima in one big pot, cook, then eat from one pot. You cut down on the amount of electricity, amount of charcoal, amount of time, amount of costs. Nishnembade ifo bale tulopola pakusukafe mbade. It means nempoto kwa rafenga imwe ya lalamba. But ngachako bati onso omwana munganda na teka po akabwali kakwe nimpoto shinga malasha yanga. So right now we have a government that is not just thinking, they are just stuck. They are not thinking on solving the problem of electricity. What is the solution? I think I'll borrow amawedzi yabakalamba besuba Dangote. Dangote was here, and I'm glad he was put on live television, and he advised the president, look, you have got coal. We have got reserves of coal in this country that can last us 152 years for that which already is discovered. If we are using it to produce the amount of electricity we are consuming right now in the country. The amount of electricity we are using right now, if we are producing it using coal, would run for 156 for the reserves that we are already faced with. Those which are unexplored, it will take us even 500 years. Who knows? So what I'm saying is that we have got the potential to do something, but we are not doing it. We can use coal. In the solar, do we even make a single solar panel? Solar panel to China. It is China that is benefiting by making those solar panels. And these solar panels, they are not even renewable. Two, I don't know who told them that solar is green energy. Solar is not even green energy. And let's not go to Ngamwapitoku, do you know how much forest you cut down to put a solar farm? You destroy serious deforestation. Because you even give room for degeneration. But in a solar field, my brother, you sterilize the soil. You kill it. And it's not small farms. So, no, we are trying to save the environment. There's no environment you are saving by creating solar farms. You are actually destroying the environment. So why not just go?
But coal is also not clean energy, is it?
Yes, I was just trying to justify either claim that coal is not clean energy. Neither is solar clean energy. I just gave you, it gives a lot of deforestation. And the two, even those solar panels, if you look at them, they are not green. Those are metals which are created from the same environment that you are destroying. So the more you produce those solar panels, you're actually destroying the environment anyway. So this cycle is illogical. So what I'm simply saying is, Zambia, we have got the potential to come out of our problems. Tuwale kama jokes, tuwale kama politics. So we think of solving the problem for what it is.
Which route would you take then?
I think the advice is there for taking. We have got mamba corals. People are saying, no, it's not green. Kashimka is mamba corals. How come mamba corals is okay? We need to scale up. This government has never made even a single coal plant. Not even a single. In 4 years now, nothing. Now hydro, this government has never made a single hydro. Solar. You know what their interest is? Now let me tell you. These are business people. Their interest in solar is because of who is supplying which deal. Even when you look at the Chisamba, for instance, the real beneficiary of the Chisamba are the investors who produce minimal electricity that they purport to put in the grid. But that electricity is sent to the mines. It's not the electricity that is produced at Samba. It is the electricity that is produced at Kariba by Zesco. Then those, they have made a promissory note that they will produce 100 megawatts to add to the grid. Whether they produce it or they don't, it does not matter. They already have a contract. And every day that passes, it ticks that they have produced. And besides, solar, the difference between solar and coal is that solar, production, coal will work whether you are asleep, you are working, you are whatever. We can constantly produce. But now, if you look at solar to Zambia, we have got a varying even climate. I don't know, you'll find that there are times of low sunshine. Places, so not here in Lusaka, this is a perfect place for solar. But there are places like Solwezi There it rains, and when it starts raining like right now when I'm talking to you, they even have 4 days of cloud cover. And it means no electricity production, at least not a substantial amount. So what I'm simply saying is that this country has got problems, and the UPND had an opportunity to be serious for once and give us solutions.
But, the UPND have talked about an energy mix. And is it right for you to say that they haven't put up any infrastructure? We've seen phase 2 of Mamba, for example. That's one of the examples there. You talk about solar. Yes, you've criticized their move for that and the 2 megawatts in each constituency. There's also the interconnector, project that's being put up where we can connect to Tanzania, for example, to get power from there. So when you look at any major economy in the world, there's always an energy mix. The US have their thermal energy, wind, solar. You don't rely on one thing. And the UPND have come in and they've put in different types of energy to try cut this deficit down, isn't it?
No, UPND hasn't brought any energy mix. There was always an energy mix. Which energy mix have they brought? We already had solar plants. Mamba, are they the ones that created Mamba corridors? They are not the ones. Are they the ones that produce? So, just because bad good it makes like they're not doing anything. What energy mix have they done? Which they have brought really? Which? Apart from just talking so much about solar. There isn't. It's just too much talk. The amount of electricity as a mix that was being produced before them is still greater than what they have brought on the table, even as a mix. How much electricity are they producing? And for how long? Because in solar, you should actually, for whatever you produce, you're supposed to divide it by more than half, because you do not produce that electricity 24/7. You produce that electricity for at least 6 hours. So even if they say this is 100 megawatts, 100 for 6 hours, my brother. It's not for 24 hours. And if you extrapolate, you find that if you compare with even just a small power plant, which was producing even overnight, you will produce more. So what I'm simply saying is our country is endowed with natural resources. Zambia is rich. It is time for Zambia to think of exploiting our potential in our mineral natural resources substantially to get ourselves out of this poverty. Hii mentality ya masuala pano ya kushita China, it's a non-starter, my brother. Unless if we are visionary, we should have started with a plant here at least. Train our own engineers about Pangama panels. At least we'll be talking about creating even industry. Number you think you can be creating electricity, Pama panel ya kushita China. It is China that is making money. It doesn't even make business sense that you would make more money on what you bought outside there. So what I'm simply saying is a moment has come for Zambia to look into herself for solutions. This government is unfortunately not so visionary as to speak to us, the new generation, as to speak to us and our potential. We are still looking out when the solutions are in here. Look at the kind of potential we have in our mineral wealth. What do we do with our minerals? They can tell you, we have produced we are targeting 3,000 metric tons. Who will even benefit from that? How much? Tell us how much money are you going to get from there. They don't tell you how much money they're going to get there. They'll tell you how much they'll produce. But they won't tell you how much money they're going to make from there. Why? It's because it is a rip-off. Kabiye ni fena nkusolwezi mwebene. Kabiye ni kusolwezi lelo. Kusolwezi kwa bomusebo unga umo. Do you know how much money we make in Solwezi? Do you know how much money we make there? No. Go to Kalumbila. Go to Kalumbila, my brother. This country is rich. Kumpika, kulefumana gold. I was in Mpika last week. If you look at the Great North Road, ya shala wanu leni. Nga kulesa traki kula wokuselako, mwachita share. There is gold there. And it's being mined right now. Nga mwaya mwachibe sakunda. Shwangandu. I went there myself. They have even sponsored a lot of confusion in the chiefdom to destabilize our traditional system so that people can loot the minerals. I was there just 2 weeks ago. Our minerals are being taken. That is our mainstay. If we can take hold of our mineral wealth as a country, if you are serious here, my brother, our problems are gone. If you look at what is happening right now, this government has extended even SI number 47, where they have zeroed tax on copper concentrate. Who in their right frame of mind can remove tax on copper concentrate that they are for free? If you do the computation, you're going to find that we are losing $6 billion in 6 months. 6 billion. My brother, we went to beg IMF for 1.4 billion. That is how we are not being honest with ourselves. But what they'll tell you is how much. So you are going to see. Right now, they have said, let the copper concentrate be going. So Philia. You know what they are going to tell you? You know what they are going to tell this country? Mwenda Zambia, look how much copper we produced. No, you didn't produce copper. You were ripped of your copper. I don't know how nice to say that. People say, no, Kasonde, they would have sent us on a personal. It's because I have walked this path. Now, I could copper belt in. I've seen. Copper belt was once a place of pride. It used to save Zambia. We used to live off it. No, Rwanda is back. Tamai kakfe Rwanda. Ina di kara Rwanda po essential number 25. Na di kara Rwanda ine. If you badi kuishpat correct, where we used to have recreation activities, do they even know Ngabalanda Rwanda Adibwe? Do they even know what Rwanda used to be? Do they know? Do they know how we used to live? We were once a country. Not if tulimwefi. Ifi. This is not a country. Kwatikwadi Nkondo. This is not a country. The day we will take hold of our mineral wealth, of our mineral resources, Zambia will be back. Aba, they are captured. Ngamamona the kind of privileges that FQM is enjoying in this country. Trident. Now let me tell you. That's why
Sorry, I just need you to clarify. When you say they're captured, what do you mean?
My brother, the decision, this government does not make decisions. We are on an IMF program, and the IMF dictates what we should do. They are captured. There's no decision that is serious developmentally that is made from that state house. It's a shell. I'm glad it doesn't even stay there, because a shell, there's nothing to stay there for. Our mainstay as a country, we are a mineral-rich country. We'll be able to do other things, but you start with what you have. You maximize your potential. You can't start making a plan. No. You start with the resources that you have. But no, first read your material, finish your material.
How do you build capacity for all of that?
My brother, 61 years since independence. If we haven't built capacity, then we're a problem. If you go to the mines right now, if you check who works in those mines, it's Zambians. What capacity are we waiting for? So to akwata capacity yama politics, to akwata capacity ya kubama engineer. Right now, nganima new generation, let me tell you, aba eche bada bale downtown, mudaba le pita bale fuama chito. The capacity they have is immense, man. As I'm talking to you, I wouldn't even want to doubt. Apana mkwate paper imwe, you can run a company. Their capacity to adikwata kale. I'm the list of examples, but fi paper finga na kwata. Ni finga. And I'm just a list of them. People now ngamamu na bakwata ma masters. Bakwata ma PhD. Abantu bali sambirira. Bekere fie. Ngabaiche ba youth. There are many engineers. Civil engineers. Structural engineers. Electrical engineers. Ish capacity ni isa. Ine capacity. So capacity we already have. But if we make expatriates bale fola double our salaries, muka ina nkarumbira muka yemona. Na nkesi na nkumo panic we know muka mone how the expatriates are paid more than our own people. It will beat you. Even how we look at our own people, it will hurt you. But as economic freedom fighters, when we come, we know ayama minerals, ngama rare earth minerals. These minerals are strategic. Right now, abantu bade munaba sungu bale isa kunoma, muno ya isa. No, tabale konka aka inde. They are following our resources. Trust me, whoever was going to be in that state house, those people would come. And they used to come. It's not that maybe other presidents were not so much on social media. He keeps telling us TikTok. He's also every day on social media, every day. We will also be there on TikTok. So what I'm simply saying is that Zambia as a country, they know what is here. But it's like it's us who don't know what is here.
I just want you to quickly touch on the issue to do with the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Nelly Muti, indicating that you write to ECZ to inform them over the vacancy of that Chawama seat. What are your thoughts of how that was handled?
You know, when you are a party to something, there is a way in which you behave towards it. Sometimes people who are party to a problem recuse themselves. Sometimes you remove yourself from something and say, I will not handle this issue because I'm an interested party. Right now, the problem that my sister Tasira is having, the government is a party to it. It is not a bystander. It is a party. We have an impasse. We have failed to bury our late Republican president, Mr. Edgar Lungu. We have failed to bury him. Meaning, everything around him, we have failed to solve it. Ine ndimwina Zambia, or ndimwina Africa. My brother, if today, God forbid, that my mother died, no matter how much money you want to give me, and my mother is in the mortuary, I will not come for work. As long as my mother is in the mortuary, I will say, please wait for me. I think culturally, what would have people even said if they saw Tasira Lungu amba no kula bomba kuchawama kulia ale bomba ba wishiba lishara mu mortuary. The father is still there in the morgue because this government and the family Yawa Lungu, they have failed to reach a settlement, an agreement. They have failed. So the same government which is part of this cannot in one breath exonerate itself and make punishment. Are they expecting Tasira afume kuja South Africa ese kuno ashe ba wishimudia? Ba aka inde echilema nango ba nedi muti fame ask them a direct question ba nedi muti nango ba aka inde echilema imwenga chadi ni mwebo ni mwawi ishinu if it was your father eba afuire timwasha bode ku South Africa mwabasha mu mortuary mwaisa kuno mukubomba tamwashika. I think it is culturally inappropriate. It is morally wrong. So for them to quickly move in and kateo atuamupoka seat, I think it's immoral. Number two, no abakuchawama they are going to miss out. We all know the functions of an MP. The functions of an MP are legislative. By MP teva council, teva safe source or no. But MP, number one job is to make laws. They are in parliament. That's the number one job. Teva council by MP. No. But you go. So the functions of legislature still go ahead. One, Tasira Lungu still votes in parliament. Maybe people don't know. She still votes. You can vote through a proxy. Number two, you can follow even deliberations. Now we are in new technology. Online. That's why they stream. Why do they stream parliament deliberations? Anyway, if it is not for that cause. So, looking at this particular circumstance, I think it's unethical. Namulo even if you say no, it's legal. No, even things that are legal but are unethical. You don't do them just because it suits you. What precedents are we creating for ourselves? Me, I found this government to be very heartless over Tasira Lungu. It's very heartless. When I take two avi pomuti manoma not kulevoko. Umunobe ba wishiba for badi mochari. Wa mutamfya nenchito.
But what about the family as well? They could have the Lungu family. They could have helped with ending this impasse because you're looking at it on one side, but the disagreements on both sides.
So what has Balungu family got to do with Tasira? Tasira is not Lungu family. She's not the owner.
You spoke about the government are partly to blame as to why this has dragged on for this long and why Madame Tasira is in South Africa. But then you've only painted a picture of that's one-sided, which has to do with the government side. But what about the family side as well? There's also that side, because some people believe the family have been a little too difficult with how they've negotiated this. So there's two sides to the story, isn't it?
Yeah, but you asked me a specific question as regards Tasira Lungu, and I was responding it specifically for Tasira. I'm saying Tasira is not Edgar Lungu family. She's not the embodiment of it all. She's just a party to it. So we can't now blame Tasira Lungu for what is happening between government and the Lungu family. I think that would be unfair. You can disagree as a family and the government, but you can't make punishment because the family Lungu na if kano kumfira government to ala panikila mo Tasira. I think that is wrong thinking.
But how is the government or parliament punishing her for what happened with that? How are you correlating the two?
So don't we know why Tasira Lungu is not here? Don't we all know? The father is unburied. That's the reason why she's not here. It's simple, and she has communicated that. Even about compassionate leave. No, it has taken too long. Number, when it takes too long, does it change meaning? So, we songa bako kola sana, momochari, all of a sudden, niche number, it loses meaning. I think about compassionate leave, or we should, if I were president, what I would have done, I would have asked Tasira, this burial and your coming has taken too long. We still need your services. How can we still have a part of your services rendered to your people? Let's create a vehicle within which you need to work as we sort this out. South Africa, she can be signing the documents, she can be issuing instructions. Compassionate leave over pera. There's nothing that stops us from giving a compassionate leave. So,
isn't there a limit to some of this?
Of course, those details can be there, and that's why Kwabela Kona Kabuntu. That's what I'm saying. But Edgar Lungu is not being buried. It's not Tasira Lungu's problem. She's not the cause. It's not her that we should punish her for that. And besides, you are asking me, why are you being hard on the government? I'm a politician, and culturally, it gives me more room for me to talk about.
I didn't say why are you being hard on them. I just said you were only looking at their side, the side of the government, and not looking at the fact that there's also the family who have a role to play in why this has taken as long as it has.
But that has got nothing to do with Tasira Lungu.
I was just correcting
Tasira Lungu, like anybody else.
Thing you said there about.
Yes, Tasira Lungu, like anybody else, has got an unburied father. We should look at it separate like that. We shouldn't even see which father is that. We should say Tasira Lungu, due to circumstances, has got a father who's unburied. We shouldn't go into it. No. I think that's being unfair. We know. We all know we shouldn't even be. And I should challenge my brother Hakainde Hichilema. I should challenge him as my fellow president. You know, the mark of your genius, of your leadership, is tested in hard times. I hope he's listening. I saw something like that here. Look, he talks about solving issues through dialogue. Which dialogue has he ever struck that was contentious and it ended well? He said he will have dialogue with the Lungus. There's nothing that has come out. He cajoled, windhooked Oasis Forum, saying, no, don't go ahead with your protest. Come to dialogue. We all know what happened. He was dialoguing, but meanwhile the train was moving for the Constitution. We saw yesterday that we even made a presentation. I think if you intend to dialogue with people, you need to slow down. Put some brakes and reason with people nicely so that you make good progress together. But with my brother Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND, dialogue means just following their way. Do as I say. If you disagree, they'll put off. The same way dialogue has been put off with the Lungu family, that's the same way they have put off him. If you don't agree with him, there is no dialogue. That's a monologue. If you want to be the only one talking, that's a monologue. And it's not a good trait for leadership.
But
that
the
one is
Oasis
advice.
Forum walked away first, didn't they?
Wow.
And then the government responded.
Let me tell you, the walking away did not start there. You and me were watching what happened even on the day they presented the petition. Look, the reason why he invited them is because they had a different view. No, come here flexible. I mean, if you're going to have a dialogue with somebody, then it means you have acknowledged that somebody else has got a different viewpoint. So they shouldn't come to you neutral. How can they come to you neutral? If you and me are agreeing, we don't even need to have dialogue for what? We have already agreed now. We are already on the same bench. So what are we even agreeing? What are we discussing? We are wasting time. You talk to those people, okay, that are indecent, that are not agreeing with you. So it only made sense that the Oasis Forum needed to go with their demands. If we were Hakainde, we are saying withdraw Bill 7. Him, we felt insulted. How did he want them to go? Why did he even invite them? Didn't he know they had the stance? The same way he has a
credit
stance.
for actually facilitating that to happen.
My brother,
opening the doors to State House and inviting them to actually speak to him.
Is
Doesn't he deserve credit for that?
What is his job na imwe? ATM, thank you for removing my money when he's even getting a tip off it. Hakainde Hichilema gets paid for that job.
He could have easily said,
No.
I won't speak to you.
No,
but he opened the doors.
He can't say that. When he's a dictator. Look, when you have a job, there are duties you have. Facilitating a dialogue like that It's not a favor he's doing us. He owes us one. And every time he doesn't do those things, he's just failing on his duty. I think no, those are our servants. Servant leadership. That's what it entails. If you're a servant leader, no, I won't see you. Who are you? Power belongs to the people. So Bakinde was not doing anybody a favor. He was doing a job that is paid for.
Mr. Mwenda, let's invite the listener to call in,
please,
and ask you a question or two. Call us now, 0974-870-877. It's the hot seat here on Hot 87.7. Our guest is Economic Freedom Fighters President, Mr. Kasonde Mwenda. Call us now to get in your question or contribution.
You're listening to the Hot Seat on Hot FM 87.7. It's time for you to call now and get involved. Call now and get involved.
Hello, good morning.
Mwaka bwanje.
Toka bwino mwaka bwanje.
Tauka ba President wa Kasonde Mwenda mwaka bwa.
Tauka malume sikomo.
La Angela.
Angela, kambani timbele.
Awe ba Kasonde Mwenda mukamba bwino maningi. Nigwirizana nayi mwetikana iboma military mo manje siri fair like mwalimu akamira pali batasira lungu suwawe musungati atate wako mota rubere ku parliament. Awe lero mukaona kuti maliro abatasira lungu yake pali no mana ngesa ne bandani ni ba president wakainde chilema but pali lero baitana defy city abana nikani mwayona oro bill yamene bali mbikira amend constitution bill 7 city tandizira amuni agendas yawo aba mwayona iboma hii awe sinabora kutitandizira nabo akutisausa koma ibiu tika na please even my MPC funa yolangwa akambatienda ku parliament because ni yoti sausa ibiu. I think ndio kamba kwanga iboma yende 2026 zikomo
kwa mbili 0974-870-877. Your question or contribution, very much welcome. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you? What's your name?
You are talking to Morgan.
Morgan, please go ahead. All right, we lost Morgan there. Do try again. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, we seem to have a problem with that line there. Do try to call us back, 0974-870-877. What's your question or contribution? We have Mr. Kasonde Mwenda, who is president of the Economic Freedom Fighters Party. And we'd love to hear from you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, PZ. How are you?
Morning, it's actually Chromes. What's your name?
Oh, Chromes. Good morning, Chromes.
Good morning, what's your name?
This is the Honorable himself, Honorable Mkosa. Good morning, Mwenda.
Mkosa, welcome.
Yes, how are you, my brother?
We could be better. Just the cost of living is too high.
Yeah. Mwenda mwalimako, noti kuingo nkala muvilimba mudandaula monga ndize maordinary citizens. You are leaders. You need to lead by example. Vizachipa bwanje vintu ngati zimwenda kulima. Yeah, let me talk about the issue of Atasira Lungu. Because if the constitution of anyways will come, I know that in a democratic country, always are people that will be against anything. That's a democracy. But what we need to look at is what is best for the country. For me, my brother, chinga bwele usiku, chinga bwele mzulu, chinga nkade chodo, bangati nchabuino. These clauses, to me, I have no problem with them. In fact, amene mungo shosha ndimo muchedwesa tifuna my youth na vantu volema na azimai vakapezekeko mu governance system after next year elections. So inkani abatasira lungu wa Chromes. I think we need to be sincere to ourselves, even to the country as citizens. Atasira lungu in each and every institution ukankala na maliro. Vamapasa madays yoenda kumaliro. Ngati maliro yapitirira kapena simunashike vaza kufunira kubwerera ku company kwenda kamba kuti no ine na jama motere. And I remember very well the Speaker of the National Assembly made a ruling on this matter. And she guided to say after the burial Tasira Lungu must come after 14 days of the burial, must come back to office. If the burial won't take place until tikabwere parliament, after opening the parliament, 14 days after opening the parliament, Tasira Lungu need to come to report so that it can be the way forward.
Okay, we need you to conclude.
Yes, I'm concluding.
Yes.
Did Tasila Longo came back to report? She didn't. Okay. So in short, what is happening there with Tasila Longo Warikuja? It is not the making of the government. It is them who appealed against the ruling. You can't imagine my court issues.
Okay, well, Mukosa, thank you for your call.
Huh?
We need to allow for other callers to come through as well. Call us now. Hello, good morning.
Correct. I hope I'm clear. The husband wanted me to judge compound representing. Comrade Mwenda was spoken.
Thank you.
Comrade Mwenda, we are in deep political imbroglios as a result of the Rakadaisco approach to national matters by the UPND leader. So, comrade, don't you think that the energy that they are putting in trying?
Oh, goodness, it looks like we lost that one there. Do try and call us back. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning to you, my brother.
Good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, I was not tell of Kabinata.
Sorry, we're having trouble hearing you. If you have us on loudspeaker, just use your mouthpiece, please.
All right. Okay, can you hear me now?
So much better, yes. Your name?
Also from Kamala South.
Yes, from Kamala South.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, please. I have a question. Good morning, Mr.
Mwenda.
Mr. Mwenda.
Oh, Mr. Mwenda. Good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I only have one question.
Yes, please.
With respect to Honorable Tasila Longo's situation.
Yes.
Imagine, let's just imagine that this battle will take for 2 years without marriage. What would we have done in this case? So that's question number one. Question number two, I think it's just, I have a problem with the way you come out. You're speaking very well, but how you come out like you're so pink. It would be better if you at least spoke in a manner that is slightly low, so that at least you bring out your point very well. We are hearing you very well, but the way you come out so pitchy, so harsh, as if you are so tense with other issues. So please, may you respond to my question? Thank you so much.
Right, thank you very much for your call. I'd like you to respond to that last question there. How you come out? I'll call it there saying you come out like you're really harsh. What do you think of the tone that you use when you're, dissecting national matters?
I think we are all in the learning, and when people bring out salient things like that, when people bring out issues like that, I think I respect guidance. We are all in learning. So I've taken note of what he said. He said he would want me to deliver some things a certain way. I think it's good advice. So I do not have any objectives to that. No objections to that. I think it's profound.
Okay. We seem to be getting the issue to do with Madam Tasila Lungu has popped up in all the calls that we've picked. Go ahead and respond to what's been said.
Somebody asked, the same caller asked that what would happen if it took 3 years?
About 2 years, yeah.
About 2 years. Well, I think it's a case-by-case scenario. Why would it even reach there? When I was saying the problem we have here is that the government is a part to this problem. Then you go somewhere kuchiriro and then they say bury somebody, then come back. But where the government is actually the one that you are reporting to, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. If I were president to speak on my own behalf, I don't think we would even have 3 years come. Even 1 year. If I were president, to be very honest, would have buried a long time. Because for me, personally, if the problem that the family has is that they don't want me to preside over a funeral, I don't even see the reason why I should hold on and even keep a funeral dragging for years, because unless I preside over it, I think the whole world, we are in shock, honestly, that the president can allow all this thing to take all this long. At pakafenka sangweko nebo na mushika Edgar Lungu tamwakashike muno. I think. And the two, we shouldn't forget who took the matter to court. Iba government ever took the matter to court. It's a government that sued the family, not the other way. So I think Peri Ashirawa, Edgar Lungu, Pena, the way we have handled this thing, I think, especially us, the younger generation, I think we are genuinely in shock of how we have shown lack of leadership over this matter. I even wonder, my elders, my advisors, people international have tried to mitigate, and then you wonder, so Bamutarika Balisa from Malawi to mitigate, I want to say and we all know where the problem is. There's just one problem, Kwidi. The family says Akainde Chilema should not be there. Akainde Chilema says ine pakana vapo feni nebo. That's where the only problem. There's even nothing complicated yet. No, there's nothing. It's just Akainde not being there. The family don't want him there. He says it will not happen unless I'm there. So it is a personal problem. It's not even a national problem. But President, there are so many functions he does not attend. Even as people say, no, how can he miss? Is a commander-in-chief of all armed forces, whatever. I think that's not a war issue. That is a very social issue. There are many functions. I don't think we can't bury if Hakainde Hichilema, for instance, he was not feeling well. There are many important functions it does not attend. Those functions don't stop or fail to take off. No, they still go ahead. They will still be alive even without Hakainde Hichilema. So what I'm saying is that to put a face, a name, the family, they have put their own argument. So when you see me talk about this issue, I've got reservations because if I were president, or if I become president, and the family say, now we know a new president to wish them 2026, we don't want you to be there. Hey, my brother, I'll send them a jet. Please come and bury. I'll stay out. Why should I even be there anyway? Why? As if that's when I'll be president. I'm already president. When when Akainde attends or he doesn't attend, it does not make him less anything. So what is so difficult? Why can't he stay away if that's what they want? What's so difficult about that? To me, individually, I've really failed to make sense out of it because I don't see a reason why he can't be there. Ugonga mama na kuma America, but Trump, bali bakanya. But Trump, as controversial as he is, he stayed away. It's norm. Nabakaunda bali bakenyepo. It happens. But Kanofe, unless in the end, now you're even now firing. Look, Akainde right now is complaining of saying, no, abantu bali impata shanshan. Ngatakwada awa bapatile now with such kind of actions. He's just accruing for himself negative energy. I think as a duty, we have a duty to sacrifice in the interest of the bigger picture. In the interest of us making progress of this issue, as a leader, you need to sacrifice. You need to say, okay, as a leader, not kushika because of me. Nang feni panganda, umuna ninga wabulira. Nima nabashiria. Ba wishi ine nangu nashite fyaku dia panganda. Fyabulira. Ine ngemu fyashinshiria. Nomba at kan festival kan ondiyo tamwali mwebana. I think your leadership ine yali ndabwisha. So, as economic freedom fighters, if we were in power, and if we come in power 2026, this issue will be done. Whether the family wants us there or they don't want there, we'll grant their wish and we'll make progress.
All right, let's pick up another call here. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please turn off your radio, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Good morning, thank you.
So I think
Sorry, what's your name?
So you're talking to Chanda.
Chanda, please take us off loudspeaker. We need to hear you.
Yeah, off loudspeaker.
Okay, we're kind of struggling to hear you, but please go ahead. We'll try and pick out what you're going to say.
All right. So what I'm trying to say is, I just want to give this aspiring candidates.
Sorry, Chanda, you have to try and call us back. We were struggling to hear you there. Give us a call now. Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning. What is it?
Morning, what's your name?
You're talking to Thomas.
Sorry, your name is?
Thomas.
Thomas. Go ahead, Thomas.
Yes, thank you. Can I go ahead? Yes, Mr. President, morning.
Good morning, my brother Thomas. Welcome, thank you.
Thank you very much. No, sorry, I've wanted to call. For some time I've been off.
just listen from what is happening in this country. Now, due to what the story is, they have to call. What is happening in this country, sometimes we have to wonder if we are really under the law of law, as it is called, or put it in somewhere there. What logic can it be? It's so heavy that as Zambians have lost the integrity, they pay with money too much. Okay, someone with high integrity declare a seat vacant when a father who lose Zambia is still in a morgue there. You don't know when you are going to put the father of the nation. No, so cry. Remember, we have to cry too much. Just because of political safety, we have to declare it. Why can't we just face Barry and not do it? If it was you, put yourself, if it was me in this position, how would I feel? How is it going to feel? And if the member of parliament who is going to come in 2 months, 3 months, is he going to represent the people of Shawam? Here's the question, because in May, we have to go for the president call of all MPs. They have to be ordinary. Have you seen? In 2 months or 3 months, what that person is going to do? In conclusion, let's kneel down and pray for this country. We are not going anywhere in this, as we are today. Zambia, we need God too much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your call. Let's pick up another call here, and then we'll allow our guests to respond. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm okay, and you?
Good, thank you. What's your name?
Abraham.
All right, Abraham, please go ahead.
Yes, Kasila Lungu. The family has already confirmed that they only come after the opposition are in power. Then this is when the time will come. You want the parliament to be waiting for that time? No, President. Now, what I'm saying is, you are opposition president.
Well, actually, Abraham, I just need to correct you there. The family have not said that they will only, bury the body when the opposition get into power. That's not a correct statement to make.
Thank you.
I heard in the parliament that the family wanted to come after.
No, but just giving you the stance of the family, the family representative or spokesperson did come out, and that's not one of the things that they said. So,
okay,
that's just some clarity. But you can go ahead, please.
Okay, you President Mwenda, you cannot win election. Who can vote for you? President H.H. has worked very hard. Clear the mountains of credit. Asan the CHS, Asan the Satan, Nankongori. Are you going to pay them? For what to say? H.H. has worked. Without him, I don't know where we're going to be as Gambians. Our antibody Congola Congore. It's like a civil servant to Jokuti. I engage to Ambo Congola until I reaching a negative. You know what it means by negative? Negative 2.8. It means Banani is some of Zambia to talk about. That's why Banangani Sanama teachers, 1,200 teachers,
okay,
up to today.
We need you to conclude, Abraham.
Yes. In 2021, when HH won, they were shocked. In 2026, you will collapse, all of you, and you'll be buried.
Well, Abraham, we can't allow you to say such things on radio. That's apologize to you who's listening there, because that last statement that was made is not type. That's not the spirit that we hold these type of debates in. But Mr. Mwenda, please go ahead and respond.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are Zambia at the end of it, and we need to remain one Zambia, one nation. We need to unite, and in the interest of us uniting, our actions, the things that we are doing, we need to make sure that they speak to us being one country, because divided, right now, even the fears people have, even over the constitutional amendments that the UPND is bringing, they are afraid, most of them, because they are afraid and fear that they may just deepen the divide that already we are seeing fermenting around in the country. There's a lot of dissent, there's a lot of people not trusting one another. And we feel some of these things can be avoided. For instance, there are some acts, some clauses, references that have come that are showing that the state has got this anger to put in there, hunger in Salah, hunger to put in there and give them a lot of power to be able to fire, like a president of a party can easily fire an MP, or abantu bavotere, and then they bring back a person that he himself as a party president chooses. I think that does not even make logical sense, because if you are, people vote for a member of parliament, the president should not have power to cancel that member of parliament and then he himself appoints. There are no safeguards to even how many people the president can actually fire. It means if he wants, he can even fire all of them that you people voted, and he brings back appoint. So those safeguards right now, they may look like no, they don't matter, and I've seen some people saying no, no problem. Right now, because you are the one holding power, it looks okay. But one day you too lose power. Everybody does lose power eventually. These are the clauses. Oh, mukesa mkulira by UPND. Mukesa alila. Because when we are doing some things, we should also look in the future. Ngan shiripo. Paisa lida umbi. Ake se bonfiaye ni amaka. What is going to happen to me? We have a problem, for instance, of clauses where they say, no, we want to delimitate to constituency. On face value, my brother, that looks nice. No, because we want to bring development to people. That looks nice. And I can assure you, a normal thinking person cannot have a problem. But it becomes complicated when you can't even show the people which constituency you are going to cut. What is so difficult? You're saying you're going to divide constituencies which are big. Show us which ones those are. Report has already come from ECZ. What is so difficult about the president showing us that same report? What is so difficult? What is difficult? Aren't we supposed to know now? Only him should know which constituencies is going to delimitate in a democracy. I feel that's very dictatorial. So there's nothing like to Adibapata, no anything, no. But when he's doing some things that we are failing to comprehend as the people, we have the right to question. Even things that they are blowing out of proportion. No, you want to bring anarchy. There is nothing anarchist about having a protest. We shouldn't criminalize them when the constitution has actually given to them as an opportunity for us to hear out. When he was in opposition, he could protest, he could move nama placards, go to the freedom statue. These are liberties that should not be taken away from people. They should not be frowned upon. They should not be criminalized because the constitution has mandated them. When somebody gets to be in power, you have something to say?
No, we're just coming to a close, but I'm just allowing you to finish your point.
So when somebody has got an opportunity to lead this country, my appeal is that we should look at this country beyond ourselves. What if I'm gone and this Bill 7 is in the hands of somebody more scrupulous than me? What will happen? Somebody will come one day and just use these same documents and do damage to this country in ways that this country is irreparable. So sometimes when we challenge these things, people should not just look at us challenging Hakainde Chilema, hating him. No, we are looking at even posterity. Beyond now, when this document becomes our main document, where are we going to be? Let me give a final example. There is now, what is being moved is that power will be moved. Land tenure that is enjoyed by our chiefs. There's even a law being crafted now to support that. Will move from our chiefs to go to the state. Our chiefs will have no power. I mean, what will become of us when we have a government that is hungry for land, like what we have now? All our land will be gotten from us. So we are looking at this beyond. Hakainde Chilema. He's not live. No, Hakainde 2090. No, God can't allow it that it be 2090. Nobody lives for up to 2090. None of us will be there if we are to be natural. We will all go. So we need to make decisions that will save this country.
Mr. Mwenda, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
2025, Nipa Makasa. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Economic Freedom Fighters President Mr. Kasonde Mwenda has been our guest today on the hot seat here on Hot 87.7. I've been your host, Chisha Mwambe. Look out for the next edition of the hot seat on Thursday with my colleague, Peter Zulu. We've been live on Kwitu FM 93.3, also live on Kanele FM 97.7 in Lundazi, and also live on the Hot FM Zambia Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and also leaving your comments in the comments section. Thank you very much for listening to The Hot Seat. Stay tuned to Hot 87.7.
The station that speaks your mind. No filters, no fakes, just pure fire with top tier presenters. Hot FM at 20. The heat is on.
The idea of your friendly neighborhood hypermarket, Cheers Hypermarket, is to see how far you can stretch your budget while we're spreading cheers all around. Enjoy daily savers bargains as you walk into any Cheers Hypermarket with our loyalty program. Spend less and get more. Cheers Hypermarket, a smile in every aisle. Cheers, mate.
Hey you, scrolling through life looking for that glow? Shadol Beauty Store has your back, your brows, and your beauty. From the hottest international brands to authentic local favorites, plus our exclusive Shadol Cosmetics line, we're here to make you shine. Makeover? Let our pros hook you up with makeup services, threading, eyebrow lamination, and personalized skin consultations. Pop by our stores at Levy Mall, East Park Mall, or Novari Pinnacle Mall. Conveniently shop online at www.shadol.com with countrywide delivery. For inquiries, call 0762 626 586. Shadol Beauty Store. Discover the beauty within.
This is Maro Auto Spares. With that check engine light on your dash or anything else, Maro is your one-stop shop for all your genuine auto spares for your car. From Nissan, Toyota, Mercedes-Benz, Mitsubishi,